Shalom, brothers and sisters. Here we are, 1 September 2025. It's a date I did not think I would be seeing any time in my future, but here we are, occupying until he collects us. It's exciting. It's a big high watch time. A lot of people are really watching this month, and we see more and more things every day pointing to the fact that 2025 should be the year of the harpazo / rapture / natsal, our moment when the Lord comes to collect his bride and take us to the place that he has prepared for us. So we watch eagerly for his return, and while we're doing that, we are busy about the Lord's work and occupying until he comes to collect us. So starting September, what's going on in the world? As usual, craziness. Stats, for starters, are showing a huge surge in attacks on churches and Christians in America. In 2024, the United States witnessed a significant uptick in acts of hostility targeting churches, with a total of 436 documented incidents. This makes you know that there are more incidents that were not documented. This is a sharp increase from 315 incidents in 2023, and it is double the 230 in 2022. So from 2022, 230 incidents. In 2024, 436, and it is going to jump exponentially more every single year as we go forward, because we're going to see persecution ramp up against anything to do with Jesus Christ, the gospel, or the truth. So pray for your brothers and sisters. It's not just in China, Iran, North Korea, all those kind of places where it's really rough, but even in so-called civilized countries, first world countries, the gospel is under attack. The church and those who hold fast to the truth are under attack, as we were warned it would be. But hence, if it's not you at this exact moment, pray for your brothers and sisters. The fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much, and we should be aware of what's happening with the body, because we are all part of the body, and we should be praying, encouraging, and standing with the body that is suffering these attacks. Elon Musk is ready to build a $760 million underground tunnel system beneath Houston, Texas, hoping to be more successful than his abandoned Hyperloop project. The Boring Company might be due to begin construction on the tunnels beneath Houston in the hopes of easing flooding across the city. So it's tunnels not for underground bunkers and things, because that's happening without our knowledge. These are there to supposedly help ease the flooding that takes place so much and is going to get worse as we go forward. Now, it's interesting that Elon Musk is involved again with his Boring Company that a lot of people haven't heard of. It's one of the companies that does make sense if you think about what his aim at the end of the day is, to go and colonize Mars. He's got electric vehicles, which you'd be able to use on Mars with solar. He's got a Boring Company to be able to make tunnels underground and create an underground habitable zone. He's into electric things, and all those things will tie in to what he wants to do on that side. And then Neuralink, have everyone linked to the grid, and so it makes sense. But again, the man is involved in a lot of things that the New World Order is going to use to enforce control in the years and days ahead. And building tunnels to relieve flooding, or are they extending known networks underground between massive bunker systems we're not supposed to know anything about, where people will go and hide from the face of the Lamb when the time comes very shortly? Scientists have discovered a hidden donut structure inside Earth's core. I didn't know Dunkin' Donuts was branching out that far, but hey, here we are, 2025, anything's possible. Maybe the devil's got a sweet tooth. So some people are already saying, could this be hell? They're very intrigued, the scientists. They've discovered the vast structure made of dense material occupying the boundary between Earth's liquid outer core and the lower mantle, a zone 3,000 kilometers, 1,864 miles beneath our feet. The teams plan to continue developing the novel way of peering into Earth by examining higher frequency waves that might yield finer details about the enigmatic structures on the core mantle boundary. So it is interesting, the thought and the discussions going around that this could be hell they're discovering, the place of hell beneath our feet, looking like a donut. I know, if it is, you do not want to go there. You do not want to go there. So interesting, the things they're discovering. They know exactly the inner core, the outer core, the liquid core, what's where, but they have no idea what these structures are. They have no idea what's moving around inside. They sometimes have no idea what's happening with the traffic camera, but we know what's going on inside the earth except for the big donut. Interesting. Scientists. ChatGPT, on my position of AI as being used for evil, has given instructions on how to bomb a sports arena and weaponize anthrax. Sounds like a fun program. The artificial intelligence chatbot reportedly gave boffins instructions on how to bomb a sports hall. The advice from a ChatGPT model included suggesting weak points at arenas, providing explosive recipes, and helping the attacker cover their tracks, according to safety testing that they carried out. OpenAI's chatbot model GPT 4.1 also detailed how to weaponize the lethal anthrax infection and how to make 2 other types of illegal drugs. Must have been Bill Gates' notes that have slipped into the system somehow. And the testing was carried out by OpenAI and rival AI firm Anthropic. So nothing to see here. AI is completely harmless. It'll teach you how to make bombs and weaponize anthrax and how to cover your tracks and do really evil things, but it's just a program, don't worry. Nothing to see here. Then a Jupiter-sized rogue planet, as if we weren't worried enough about Atlas coming in and it's artificial and all these things the guys are saying to prepare us for the Great Deception. Now, in case that didn't get you going, a Jupiter-sized rogue planet has been detected entering our solar system. Got past all of our warning systems and everything, wasn't invited. I mean, really, who called this guy? Using the Pan-STARRS Survey Telescope on Hawaii and the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope. Awesome name, right? VLT, the Very Large Telescope. In Chile, researchers found a giant rogue planet, possibly as massive as Jupiter, speeding towards the solar system. So it's not even keeping in the speed limit. I mean, come on, people. Is this Nibiru, the 12th planet? Is it what's going on here? Questions need to be asked. Why is it speeding? Does it not see the road signs up there and keep within the speed limit? Jeez, like early orbital simulations suggest that the body is not gravitationally bound to any star and is traveling through the solar system for the first time, because we've been here long enough to know that it's its first time through the solar system. Okay. Its mass and velocity suggest it will have slight gravitational pull on other planets or minor bodies, but not Earth. I mean, we're totally cool. Nothing's going to happen to us. Nothing to see here. Whereas current models indicate minimal disruption. Even a Jupiter mass object passing by tens of astronomical units can deflect cometary orbits in the Oort cloud. So there's a cloud of cometary objects out there in the Oort cloud. If they get disrupted, things that weren't a threat, and there's some big ones there, moon-sized, small moon-sized ones, can now be deflected right into the firing range towards Earth for a time such as this. Coincidence? God incidence? Preparation for the time of tribulation? The shooting gallery opening up upstairs down towards Earth? There's lots of ways to look at this and discuss. Interesting. Experts. Then Middle East. Turkey has completely severed economic ties and closed all airspace to Israel. Big loss. Turkey decided to sever all their commercial and economic ties with Israel completely and close their airspace, according to Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan on Friday, costing Turkey billions of dollars in trade that will be lost. So proverbially cutting their noses off to spite their anti-Semitic faces. We know Turkey's very involved in the Gog-Magog war. So there's that. Then the latest Free Gaza flotilla has set off from Barcelona and is expected to be joined by dozens of other boats from Sicily, Greece, and Tunisia before reaching the Gaza Strip. Greta Thunberg, who has nothing better to do right now to save the earth, thinks she's given up on that. Now she's trying to jump on this train. And her activist friends hope that the large number of boats will overwhelm the Israeli Navy and some will get through to Gaza. Yeah, you come with 100 boats, you aren't overwhelming the Israeli Navy or Air Force. You're going to go glug glug. It's not going to be well for you. They probably haven't considered the fact that Gaza at the moment has no functioning docking facilities and their boats can't sail up to the beach. And Greta Thunberg probably enjoyed her first trip so much, she couldn't wait to try it again. So it's going to be interesting. It's frustrating for Israel because they have to deal with crazy people instead of focusing on what they have to do at the meantime. And then they still need to process them and ship them back home again. So all of that's coming too. And then the amount of aid that they actually carry is pitiful compared to the aid that's already been delivered that the United Nations, not Israel, is not delivering. Senator Graham calls for disarming Hezbollah by military force. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said it's time for Hezbollah to go and he's willing to use military force to do it. They are trained by Iran, they are loyal to Iran, and we're looking for military power in Lebanon to be loyal to the Lebanese people and a partner to the region. Brilliant points. Graham, who is the chair of the Senate Budget Committee, said at the press conference in Tel Aviv, that has to happen. Military force to get rid of Hezbollah. Now, Israel has been using military force against Hezbollah, and Lebanon needs to step up to the plate and get in there, roll up their sleeves, and get them out. That's the only way this is really going to change. Because what you got to realize, and it's the same with Hamas, and people wonder why it takes so long or why it's so difficult, but if you've ever had moles in your garden, we get them here in South Africa, especially here where I live near the Kruger Park regularly. Now, when you get an infestation of moles, you'll just see a little pile of dirt here, and then there's another one there, and another one there. Goodbye vegetable patch, goodbye grass, goodbye all sorts of things that are affected by this. And you can't really get them because they're little tunnel rats. You try and get in here, they're over there. You try and get in there, they're over there. Some people pump water in, they'll make a new tunnel and go somewhere else. They are almost impossible to clear out of an area. It is a really difficult task. Most of the time you leave them be and they'll move along on their own time. It is the same with these tunnel rats, Hamas and Hezbollah. They've tunneled and spent so much money on tunnels and infrastructure underground. It's like veritable bunkers and cities underground. If they'd used that money for their people, Gaza would have been a paradise place for holidays with skyscrapers, swimming pools, hotels, everything. It would have been booming. The same with Lebanon. It would have been like its heyday where it was an amazing place to go to. But instead, all of that money has gone to death and destruction and hatred of Israel. So, thousands gathered in Sana'a, Yemen, for the funeral of Houthi Prime Minister Ahmed al-Rahawi and other ministers killed in an Israeli strike, with attendees all chanting death to Israel. The Houthis have not confirmed the exact death toll from the attack, but 11 coffins were seen lined up at the funeral. They've promised revenge on Israel, but the IDF says they are prepared. Hostage deal off the table. Prime Minister Netanyahu told the cabinet ministers that a partial hostage deal will not be discussed. The discussion lasted 6 hours, during which National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir requested a vote to reject a partial agreement. Netanyahu dismissed the need for a vote, saying it is not on the table. We need to dismantle Hamas. Most ministers also opposed any limited time deal. Now again, this causes friction and a little bit of chaos within Israeli society, with pushback from the families who still have hostages being held, that want even a partial deal in the hope that their person that has been held hostage might be released alive. But you've got to understand where the leadership is at, that they need to finish this and stop playing with these terrorists who have no intention of releasing all the hostages anytime soon. Then this was fun. The US blocks Palestinian leader from attending UN meeting in New York on 9 September. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas was blocked from attending the UN General Assembly session in New York this month after he and 80 other Palestinian officials had their visas revoked, the US Department said. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio blamed them for undermining peace efforts and for seeking the unilateral recognition of a conjectural Palestinian state. The decision, welcomed by Israel, is unusual as the US is expected to facilitate travel for officials of all countries wishing to visit the UN headquarters. So, big problem with their plans right there, and I think that's one of the most impressive headlines I've seen out of America. How that will play out, we'll see, because Trump's already getting pushback, saying you can't do that, you can't not give visas or cancel visas, it's not within your purview. So we'll see what happens, but it's fun that it happened in the first place, and overdue. So, crazy times. It's going to get worse by the day, by the hour, by the minute as we go forward. So, what do we do at a time such as this? Let's walk with the feeble, give strength to the weary, teach those who need knowledge, lift up the brokenhearted, and help each other get to that finish line. God bless and shalom.